One exciting thing for all heavyweights right now is it's contender time. And I don't know if you've been able to say that at the heavyweight division in a meaningful period of time. I mean, don't forget, guys. So Daniel bumps up to take on Stipe. I'm going back to part one. That came from out of nowhere, and all the heavyweights are going, wait a minute, he's a light heavyweight. Okay, fine. It's champ versus champ. That sounds pretty cool. I guess we're going to do it. All of a sudden, exit Stipe stage left, insert Brock Lesnar. Whatever happened with the Brock and the contract and okay, bring Stipe back in. Guys, that was March of last year. Are you aware of that? That is how long it has been since that title's been contested. And it's been times two, essentially, since any other name has ever emerged in a championship format in the heavyweight division, aside from Daniel Cormier and Stipe. Caveat, a cup of coffee given to Brock Lesnar. Now, it does appear very obviously that Ngannou's the guy. I would not disagree with that. I would just tell you that that's a little bit premature. And when you have guys like Derek Lewis who are out there doing everything right, when you have a fight on this very card between Rosenstruck and a former champion and JDS, these things matter. These things just start to matter. At what point do they become talking points? All ideas that we thought were silly, right? I mean, at first somebody laughs at you, and once you get it done, they go, well, how'd you do it? It's still premature until this fight is done. Look, who knows what the world of the heavyweight division is going to look like if Daniel Cormier grabs a win and leaves. And so you're automatically going to think, okay, Stipe, of course, is going to be part of the next title fight. So the real question is, who fights Stipe? What makes you think Stipe is going to he might need a minute off. He might not want to come back against an Ngannou or somebody else for a title that's going to have a little weird asterisk against it because Daniel Cormier came and grabbed it. I mean, that's a very real thing. That happened to Daniel. When Daniel moved down to 205 and took on Anthony Johnson because John Jones was in the principal's office, so many people were like questioning the validity. Well, you're the champion while the real champion's out. It's a very unfair thing to do. I just offer for you, it's a very real part of the sport. So before we can ever start to think, okay, is Ngannou the number one contender? I know consensusly we're all going to agree. But the question does become, who does he face? Because if it's Daniel, forget it. Daniel's gone. Daniel's leaving. That's very sincere. You can count on that news. Daniel's leaving. So now you go fight for a vacated title against Stipe, who just got beat up. I mean, under these scenarios, he just got beat up by Daniel. I don't know about that. So let's stick with the Ngannou theme, that Ngannou's going to go in there. Who is he going to go against? Derek Lewis isn't the worst idea I've ever heard. If you guys ever watched Ngannou versus Derek Lewis part one, I will tell you, I was there live and my evil side got a real joy out of seeing 15,000 people furious for 15 minutes. I've never seen people so mad for such a period of time in the world of MMA. I mean, it's a big part of sport. Every now and then, you lay an egg. If you lay an egg at the same night that your opponent lays an egg, you got a real problem. I only bring that to you because as much as you might go, Chael, please don't put Derek Lewis and Ngannou in there again. Okay. Do you have another idea? And I think overarching, all that we're attempting to accomplish right now is that it's good news for the competitors, for the boys in the locker room of the heavyweight division, because it is contender season. And that's a very fun thing, and that's a breath of fresh air that they haven't gotten in a while, and they sure as heck deserve it. They have worked very hard, and that division is forming, and things will not be held up after Saturday. However, things aren't going to be overly clear after Saturday either. They're really not. If Stipe goes out there and it's all about how he wins, if he goes out and wins, but it's about how he wins, you're going to have people, as rude as it may be, that try to compare his first fight with Ngannou, where they win all 5 rounds, he won all 5 rounds, Ngannou's not ready for him, as a way of taking that opportunity for Ngannou. Now look, that's going to be a ping pong ball that goes back and forth, and I'm sure it does settle on Ngannou, but get ready for this. In the world of being a fan, what's more fun than watching a fight? I'll tell you, talking about a fight. Talking and guessing what's going to happen is possibly the only thing as fun and arguably more fun than actually watching the contest. And I think right now, if you are a heavyweight fan, and that is the perennial weight class through the history of combat, boxing or MMA, they are in a very fun spot right now. But before Ngannou can raise his hand and go, okay, great, when do you put me in? You got to get the outcome. We got to have some resolution. There's a reason it's a trilogy. Got a lot of stories coming into this thing, including the one that Daniel Cormier is saying, c'est la vie. Why I believe that to be true, everything, while going to get loosened up real shortly, until the end of the show on Saturday, everything is still at a halt.